Welcome back to the Wonky Studio with me, Holly, and Jack, my partner in art and all other parts of my life. Today, whilst showing you some behind the scenes from this very blue day, I wanted to talk about artist style. Style is a word I often ponder whilst I've been creating my work over the years. What does it mean to me, and what is my style as an artist? I believe I sit in a category of artists that have to work that little bit extra to find what fits. My constant need for change and experimentation within my work, my lack of satisfaction with the outcome, or even the constant doubt in the back of my mind has played a huge part in trying to figure out my style and what works for me. We all know that circumstance, self-confidence and unavoidable situations are all part of the artistic journey, but by accepting all of this and moving through it, I have made it work for me, and now I understand ways to fill up my own cup. So with that being said, here's 3 key moments in my art career that have kept me on the path to figuring out my style, and I hope this helps some of you too. Number 1, experiment first and gain an understanding for your likes and dislikes. I've always known that the genre of self-portraiture within photography was where I felt the most comfortable. It spoke the loudest over all other mediums for me. But before I could explore it fully, I needed to understand my voice, my aesthetic, and what meant the most to me in the outcomes of the pieces. I decided to create a challenge, and this was to push my boundaries and force myself to expand outside of the constraints of self-doubt. One of my first challenges that I set for myself was a 7-day self-portrait challenge. The objective was to create a new self-portrait every day for 7 days. The rules were to shoot, edit, finalise and upload the self-portrait by the end of the day. The only limit I put on myself was time, but I found this helped with pushing against my natural response to stop myself from moving forward. It helped me stay accountable and gave me purpose to create. Within the first few projects, I allowed myself so much freedom. I created all the ideas that I'd stored up in my mind, and it felt amazing. I came back to this challenge 7 times over 6-ish years because I found it helped me reset myself creatively. I learnt that upon reflection of each project, I could pick out the aspects that I loved about the pieces. That's how I began to understand what I mostly gravitated towards, gaining more of a style based on my personal likes and dislikes and not outside factors telling me what I should or shouldn't be doing. This brings me nicely on to number 2, knowing your success levels and working within that. Really analyse yourself and understand what makes a successful image to you, not what you think everybody else wants to see. Over the years, I have spent far too much time worrying about what people thought about the outcome of my art. It started to have an effect on the way I was creating, and my style definitely suffered for it. It made me do more of what I thought people wanted to see and not what I actually wanted to make. This very quickly made me deeply unhappy. It felt really inauthentic and I began to really dislike my work. So instead of putting weight on what I thought people would like, I looked inward and started to honour what I personally wanted from my work. Remembering all that I'd learned within my 7-day projects and focusing on what I love again. And this is something I now repeat to myself when I'm creating. Do I want to be doing this, or is this for someone else? I check myself and I move forward in that way. And finally, number 3, don't go stale, research. Once I'd found my voice and everything that satisfied me in my work, I made a sort of pact with myself to never let myself go stale. Similar to the 7-day project and the learnings from those challenges, I decided that I would constantly be researching new art forms. Painters, photographers, videographers, new artists, old artists, digital artists, sculptors, prop makers, set designers, self-portrait artists. I'm watching films and reading books. I'm taking inspiration from everywhere I look. You do also need to be aware when you are consuming too much, but in between creating, research is key. Just as a little recap, experiment first, know your success levels, and don't go stale. And as a little extra point, remember everybody is different and we all have our own unique voice. If any of these points resonate with you in any way, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll leave the video there and see you in my next one. Bye!